Hello and welcome back to BER Garage. Today we are going to be painting the MX-5 rocker cover in VHT Wrinkle Red.
So first things first, we're going to take off any parts that don't need to be on the rocker cover whilst we sand and paint. So here you can see that I'm degreasing the oil filler cap before masking, just to give it a good surface to stick to. I'm then using generic masking tape just to tape up any holes to stop any paint getting on the inside, and then using the hammer trick just to tap around, and that will give me a really clean, precise finish. So here I'm just using a wire wheel on the drill just to bring off any surface corrosion that may have appeared. And now I'm using just a little bit of Scotch-Brite just to try and take off as much of the corrosion as is left. So my aim here is just to take off as much corrosion as I can prior to using the sandpaper. So you'll have to bear with me a little bit as we've had some footage corruption, and I've lost some of the footage that I needed of me sanding and degreasing before paint. So sadly, I apologise, but we'll have to make the best of what we've got.
A few moments later.
So a few of you might have already been able to spot the runs. It doesn't seem to be adhering very well. It specifically advises against using primer on the tin, and you can see it's just running off. It's not sticking to the rocker cover whatsoever. So how did we get to this point?
So story time with Andy. How did the rocker cover get to the state that it's in now? So let's just rewind a little bit. And essentially I wanted to paint the rocker cover crinkle red. Sprayed it crinkle red, it reacted, looked really good. It takes around 24 hours for it to actually dry. So as it dried, it got worse and worse, and the crinkle just looked absolutely atrocious. So I ended up having to try sand it off, and then it was an absolute nightmare. I had to use industrial paint stripper, shot blast, sandpaper, jet washing, and scraping in the end. I had to take it all fully off, and it was a process that really wound me up. With shot blasting, I put shot all inside the crankcase ventilation system, so that all had to be stripped down, cleaned out, and it just took. The footage that I had for it was corrupted, and it's really annoying because there's a lot of time on that. of me just sanding and blasting and cleaning it all off, the whole process, to then have to essentially get some etch primer and etch primer the rocker cover in the cream sort of beige colour that you see now, and then from there I've then painted it. What I would recommend for anybody is not to use wrinkle paint and to use the powder coat alternative, which is a wrinkle powder coat, and it bakes and it looks great. The spray can stuff, the VHT stuff, it's terrible. I've used now 3 different applications, followed exactly what it says, a couple of YouTube videos exactly to do the same, and it's flat is the texture. The rocker cover, it just looked atrocious, it looked really bad, and I just didn't want that on my car. So decided to paint it the same colour as the rest of the cars going, in Audi Goodwood Green, and it looks good, but there's a few patches that need to be redone. But I'll get another rocker cover and I will put some AM fittings into that for the breathing system, do the modifications for when it gets a turbo. So yeah, that's the interlude, I guess, of the video.
New colour going on.
So here you can see a new sneak peek of the reinforced engine mounts being painted. Also, yes, this is a garden greenhouse that is attached to a trolley to make a portable spray booth that I can move around the garage and the house.
the time. So it's really not good. I've accidentally knocked the roof.
And with knocking the roof, we've knocked loads of bits into the lacquer, so atrocious, like the worst possible thing that can happen. I'll turn it round, you can see it then. There we go, can you see the bits there? So moving on to chapter 2, where we paint the inlet manifold in wrinkle black. Now one of the most important stages of any paint job is to degrease the item that you're going to paint. So what I'm doing here is just taking off a couple of the manifold casting marks. And then as you can see, some of the casting marks here, quite rough, quite sharp. So I'm just taking them down with the 80 grit sand flat disc for the grinding.
Wrinkle black. So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna try it. Right, so wrinkle black. We're going to give it a go. We're going to see how it looks. Hopefully it comes out good. We've had 3 coats of filler.
A few moments later.
Horizontal. Alright.
A few moments later.
So as you can see, the finish looks really good here, and it does feel textured, but it's not the best when compared to the powder coat alternative. So we're going to leave the episode here. Thank you for watching, and take care.